not at all to excuse Aven of his actions, because I think he was in the wrong. But do you think if the circumstances were different, as far as you met in real life, you didn't meet on a dating show, and you lived in the same city, do you think he would have cheated then?
Whoa. That's a crazy question to ask her, Joe.
Well, because here's the thing that
we talked about this, so I can kind of give you an insight of how we navigated that conversation.
Yeah, because I figured that because I think that is an excuse that most people make that cheat, that go on a dating show, because the excuse is it's not, I'm different in a real relationship. Like, they use it as an excuse.
Okay.
And I'm curious.
You're asking if he used the distance in the show as an excuse.
Yeah, and I want to know what her thoughts.
Yeah, so we actually did, this was we had like a big debrief at one point, and he kind of just came to me with, I'm not using any of this as an excuse, quote unquote. I'm just kind of telling you each time that it happened, this is where my headspace was at. And so there's no excuse for any of it. Like I talked about in the bio files, the first original time in July when it happened, when I received the pictures, I was a little bit like, okay, we had just got back from the show. If we wouldn't have been on the show, we probably wouldn't even be dating at this point, probably still just talking. So like, maybe we can work through that. But then when I found out about the Boston situation, I'm like, okay, there's no excuse for that. Like, I can't ever get past this. He did say in July, whenever he got home, a lot of his friends were kind of like asking him about our relationship, asking him about the seriousness of it. And he was very excited, and they just kept planting in his ear, well, it is just a paradise relationship. Like, do you think it's actually going to last? So his excuse, in a sense, of doing what he did in July was because he thought that it wasn't actually like a lasting relationship, which I was very taken aback by that, because in my eyes, especially even though it was early, I never once questioned, oh, we just did that for TV. I think him and I went to Paradise for very different reasons. I think he, of course, wanted to go and like hopefully find someone, but he didn't really hold much weight to that. For myself, I didn't care about gaining an extra Instagram follower or getting paid. Like, I didn't care about any of that. Like, I wanted to find a man. I wanted to leave happy. And that was all that was important to me.
Yeah, that was very evident watching you on the show.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. And so I think in the beginning, for sure, if we would have met in a conventional way, I would have been in San Diego. We wouldn't have had the pressure of distance. Then I would hope he wouldn't. But then again, this is going to sound crazy too. I think in order for Aven to become a changed man, I don't want to speak on him, but in order for him to truly become the man that he deserves to be for someone, if that's not me, I think this needed to happen. I think, unfortunately, it happened to me, but I think he needed a wake-up call that he did have some character flaws. He does need to change. And unfortunately, it happened on this magnitude, but he had the whole world looking at him. And that is what has forced him to become a completely different person. So I don't know. I would hope that if we met in a conventional way, he wouldn't have done so. And it sucks that he did it to me. But I think for him and his personal growth journey, I think it needed to happen.